Hey everybody, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Welcome to a new playthrough video. Today I am playing Arkham Horror, the card game. This is the fourth scenario in the Dunwich Legacy campaign. There are 8 scenarios, so I'm on scenario 4, called Blood on the Altar. Before I get started with this, let me explain a few things. My investigators have arrived in Dunwich. They are in the village commons. There was a pretty lengthy setup for this involving 6 locations that are picked randomly. One was thrown away, it was removed, so you really only got 5 locations. The encounter deck has a lot going on. Not only does it have a whole bunch of standard Dunwich encounter cards, but also in the very first or the second scenario, my investigators got on the bad side of the O'Banion gang. And apparently that has caught up to me because there are some O'Banion gang cards now mixed in here that I'm going to have to deal with. Also, there are 2 cards, Key to the Chamber and the Hidden Chamber. I already shuffled this, but I'll shuffle it again for you. You're supposed to take the top 3 cards without looking at them, 1, 2, 3, and then these 2, and shuffle them together. So I kind of already know what, I've never played this scenario, but I kind of know now what's going on. I've got to find the key and the hidden chamber. So I'm just going to shuffle these together real fast, and then I'm supposed to put one underneath each of these locations. And when I get to that location, that card is revealed. So there we go. All right, what else? There are 3, these are, I guess, potential allies. They have been removed and made into what's called a sacrificial deck, which does not sound good. So there are 3 of them. I shuffled them up. I've already shuffled Mark's deck and Jenny's deck. They both still they got 2 XP in the last scenario, but I didn't spend that. I'm gonna save up and see if I can get some better cards. But Mark Harrigan did buy Charisma, which allows him to get out 2 allies versus the standard 1. So I'm going to go ahead and deal out his 5 cards. And let's see what we got. Guts, 45, good. Safeguard, Taunt, and Venturer. I'll take those. Those are not too bad. Jenny, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opportunist, Liquid Courage, Francis Morgan. Okay. An ally, Stealth, and Burglary. Okay. Not knowing this scenario, I'm going to stick with that. They all start with 5 resources. And the only other thing I need to do is read you the scenario setup before I get playing. Now again, they're going to begin in the Village Commons, so I'll reveal that in just a second. And we'll get going. So, Scenario 4, Blood on the Altar. When you finally reach Dunwich, you are greeted by Zebulon Whatley and Earl Sawyer, another man from the village who had met with Dr. Armitage during the incident several months ago. Things ain't looking too good here, Earl tells you. Some folk up and went missing a few nights ago. Them whippoorwills won't shut up. Dunno what you're doing here, but last time you Arkham folk came around, it was bad news. Very bad news. His eyes blink rapidly, and he coughs and looks away. Look, why don't you rest for the night and look for whatever it is you're looking for tomorrow, Zebulon chimes in, putting a wrinkled hand on your shoulder. You begin to protest, but your aching muscles and weary mind won't allow you to refuse. The elderly man offers to take you in for the night and drives you to his home at the outskirts of Dunwich Village. The town is disheveled and eerie, and you find yourself wishing you hadn't come here at all. You fall asleep on the ride over and scarcely remember anything else from that night. When you awaken, you find that Zebulon's house is abandoned, and there is no sign of the elderly man or of Mr. Sawyer. Fearing the worst, you head into the village of Dunwich to investigate, hoping to find some answers. All right, let me read the agenda. Again, remember the agenda is not what I want advancing. It will advance with 6 doom tokens placed on it. Strange disappearances. Your welcome in Dunwich has been cold. A string of disappearances has left the already aloof townsfolk on edge. Most of them look at you with distrust, and few are willing to help in your investigation. Who knows what will happen if you don't find the location of the missing townsfolk soon. Now the act, which is what I do want to forward, searching for answers. The disappearances in town may be related to the events in Arkham. You suspect that something awful is afoot. You must find where the missing townsfolk are being held in order to unveil this conspiracy. The objective: when an investigator enters the hidden chamber, I can advance this. All right, so Find the hidden chamber. And I believe I can only enter it if I get that key. So there's some not good stuff going on here. All right, let's see. The encounter deck is shuffled. I've got all the locations revealed. Let's reveal the village commons. No clues on it. 3 shroud. Resign. This is suicide. We're better off hiding out the night. So if I return here as an action, I can choose to resign and then move on to scenario 5. But let's get going. All right. I'm going to have Jenny start. Jenny will, let's see, I've got the schoolhouse, house in the reeds, congregational church, burned ruins, and the Bishop's Brook. None of these sound inviting, especially the burned ruins and the congregational church, which in a game of Arkham Horror, the church is probably the thing to avoid. I'm going to go check out the schoolhouse and the Bishop's Brook first. So Jenny is going to move, let's see. She can move to the schoolhouse, or she can go to the yellow. What is the yellow? Or the red? Oh, the yellow must be one that didn't come into play. Or the red. So, yeah, so good deal. Bishop's Brook or schoolhouse are available. And then from there, I can get to the other locations. All right. So, she'll move here as her first action and reveal the schoolhouse. 1 clue on it, and it's got a 4 shroud. You cannot discover clues here except by investigating. That means no special cards that give you a bonus clue or anything like that. As a fast action, if there are no clues here, draw the encounter card underneath schoolhouse. So to reveal this, I need to get that clue, which is good because Jenny's pretty good at this. Her research, her investigate is 3 versus 4. So she's already automatically down, but I've got some cards here that I could play. Burglary, exhaust if you succeed. Okay, no. Stealth, no. Opportunist is the only one. Commit only to a skill test you are performing. If you succeed by 3 or more, I can return this to my hand. All right, so I'm gonna play that to bump her up to 4 investigate, and I'm gonna contribute burglary to make it 5. 5 investigate. 5 versus 4. Not good odds, but that's the best I can do. 5 versus 4. 5 minus 1 is 4, so I managed to get the clue. And now this says as a fast action, so this does not take an action. If there are no clues here, draw the encounter card. All right, so this gets flipped, which could be good, could be bad. It is a treachery card on Wings of Darkness. Test 4 agility. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. Then disengage from each non-Nightgaunt enemy engaged with you and move to a central location. If you fail, take a damage, then disengage. Okay, so there is no enemy currently out, which is probably a good thing. But I still have to test for agility. Otherwise, I'm going to be forced to move here, then disengage. Failing wouldn't be bad because it would push me back here for free, but I would lose 1 damage. I would take 1 damage and 1 horror. So let's try it. She's got 3 agility, and she could play stealth, exhausted. Oh no, it gives her 1 bonus, which is 4 versus 4. The chosen enemy gets -2 of it. No, I'm not going to play that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fail it. I'm going to choose to fail it. I draw. I don't care. I want to fail it. Actually, maybe I will. Well, but I'll take the damage and the horror, then disengage from each Nightgaunt with you and move to a central location. Okay, so I'm going to choose to fail it intentionally, but let's see what would have happened. I am at 3 versus 4, so I did fail it. So this forces me back to the central location, and it says central on it. This goes away. And so she investigated. She's got 1 more action. So she will move to... She'll move to the Bishop Brook, which has 2 clues on it and a shroud of 3. Each enemy at Bishop's Brook deals +1 horror. Oh yeah, let me get her horror and damage out before I forget. So she took 1 damage and 1 sanity. All right. So as a fast action, if there are no clues here, draw the encounter card. So you got to clear the clues off to get it. All right, so that is her 3rd action. She cannot do anything else. It is now Mark's turn. Mark will move here. And technically, I got to be splitting up because I've got to find the key and the hidden spot before 6 doom. So let's do this. His first action will be to move. Well, if he moves to the bishop, that's a waste. But if he moves here, he can then move to this or that one. So no. So he can only move House in the Reeds. She should be able to move here on her next turn. But that still wastes a move. It doesn't matter. Let's go here. I can move to Burn to Roost. So he's going to move here for his first action. Does he want to try and grab a clue with a 3 Shroud? He's got a 2 Investigate. And he has Venturer, which would make it 3. You spend survive. Place 1 supply or ammo on the asset controlled by an investigator. Place 1 ammo controlled at your location. Ah, okay, I see. No, I don't want to use that one up. I want to get his gun out for one thing. I'll pay 4 for his second action. And it comes with 4 ammo. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 4. So that was his second action. Let's go ahead and move to another investigator from your location moves to a connecting exhaust, move to that location. So it's an asset. So unfortunately, okay, I see. All right, so for his third and final action, he will move to Burned Ruins. I flip it. It's got 3 clues. 1, 2, 3. Forced. After you fail a skill test while investigating the Burned Ruins, flip 1 clue token to its doom side. Ugh. If there are no clue tokens here, draw this card. Okay. Well, the Shroud is 2, so that's not too bad. And that is the end of his turn. It is now the enemy phase. There are no enemies. So then you move to Upkeep. These cards flip over. They each get a resource. Jenny gets 2 resources on her turn. And Mark gets 1. They draw a card. He got Flashlight, which is good. She gets Manual Dexterity, which is not bad. And now it is the Doom. It is the Mythos phase. So you place 1 Doom token on the agenda. And then each investigator will draw a card here. Jenny went first, so she'll draw. She gets a Night Gaunt. Of course she does. Hunter. While attempting to evade, double the negative modifier of each revealed Chaos token. Wow. All right, so she is engaged with a Night Gaunt. And Mark draws Ancient Evils. Place 1 Doom on the current agenda. So that advances the agenda just a little bit faster. I didn't need that. That was not good. So now it has 2 out of 6. All right, it is now my turn. Jenny gets to go. She's dealing with a Night Gaunt. She can evade, which I think she should. Exhaust Stealth. I can't play that because she can only try to evade, but she can do Manual Dexterity, which adds 2. Her evade is 3. This will give her 5. 5 versus 1, which is great. And if I succeed, I get to draw a card. So 5 versus 1. What I really don't want to see is the auto-fail token. 5 versus 1. And I got 0. So she does evade, which means this exhausts. It exhausts. Actually, hold on. I put it in the wrong. Yeah, I was looking at Mark. So it's with her. It exhausts. So now she can do something. She can... She needs those Doom tokens to reveal this. She's got 5 for her. All right, so that was her draw. So it is now her turn. All right, so for her first action, she will play... Well, her first action, she evaded. Second action, she'll play an ally for 3. He gives her +1 fight, and it says after you defeat an enemy, exhaust him to draw a card. Did I draw a card after I played this? I don't believe I did. No, I did not. I get elusive. Okay. So I could fast play it. Play only during your turn. Disengage from each enemy engaged and move to a revealed location with no enemies. However, she needs those clues, and he needs these. She's best to get the 3 shroud. He's good for the 2. So for her second action, she will investigate. She's got a 3 investigate. I will play this card to make it 4. 4 versus 3, and this is her last action. 4 versus 3. 4 minus 1 is 3, so she does get a clue, and that is the end of her turn. All right. Mark. Mark needs to get those 3 clues. So he can do, for his first action, so we're going to try to time this. So for his first action, he's going to play Safeguard for 2. And when Jenny is at his location, he can exhaust his to move. It says move another investigator from your location to a connecting location. So I could force her to move away. I like that card. For his second action, he will play, well, he can't play anything because he's got no resources left. So he's going to investigate. His investigate is 2 versus 2. I'm going to try to build that up with, oh, I hate to use that card. It's such a good one. Spend 1 supply and exhaust venture. Place 1 supplier ammo. It gives him more bullets for his gun. But it does cost 4. It's going to be hard for me to get back up to 4. So I'm going to play that and raise him from 2. Let's see. What did I say? His investigate is 2 versus 2. So that makes it 3 versus 2. 3 versus 2. This is his second action. 3 minus 2 is 1, so he failed it. That was bummer. All right, so for his next action, I'm going to draw a card. I'm not going to investigate anymore. And I got evidence. Play after you defeat an enemy, discover a clue at your location. All right, so that is his turn done. There are no enemies. So we do the upkeep. They flip over. They each get a resource. She gets 2. He gets 1. They draw a card. He got Vicious Blow. She gets Emergency Cachet. All right, that's good. Doom tokens. Mythos phase. So place a Doom token. This is not good. It's already halfway, and I haven't found the key or the hidden place yet. Then they draw a card. Jenny draws Servant of Many Mouths. Spawn at any empty location. I will put it at the schoolhouse. Retaliate. So if you attack it and you miss, it gets to fight back. Fast. After you defeat it, discover a clue at any location. Ooh. I won't put that at schoolhouse. What I'll probably do is put it at... After you defeat it, discover a clue. I will put it at... Oh, it has to be at an empty location, which is not where market. I'll put it at the church. All right, that is that. His card is Mobster. Retaliate. After Mobster attacks you, lose a resource. So this attaches to him. And that is all he can do. By the way, during the creature phase, this did not get a turn because it was exhausted, but it does refresh. So it's still attached to her. All right, that is all I can do. It is now Jenny's turn. Jenny does not have a weapon. She really needs a weapon. And she's going to... Well, she's got the bad guy here, so she's got to fight. She can't do anything else. But she can exhaust stealth. Well, she can't play it. That's the problem. Exhaust it. Chosen enemy gets -2 evade. If you say, but his evade is 1 and hers is 3. I like those odds. She's going to try to evade again for her first action. 3 versus 1. Ooh, I don't know what that symbol means. That symbol is -3. Oh. So I did fail. If you fail, place a doom on the agenda. Ah! All right. Not good. There's a 4th one. All right. That was Jenny's first action. So she didn't evade. It does not have retaliate, so thankfully it does not do anything. But she's got to fight it now. Or she'll try to evade again. She's going to do 3 versus 1. Again, I fail. Oh, no. That's a 5th doom, 1 more. And her 3rd action is going to be to try to evade. 3 versus 1. The skull is -1 for each location in play with no encounter card underneath it. That's no encounter card there. So 3 minus 1 is 2, so she does evade it. Ugh. But that's a waste. She got nothing done that turn. Mark is going to have to come back and help her kill that thing. All right. Oh, he's got a mobster, though. He's got to deal with mobster. All right. So the mobster has a 2 fight, 2 health. So I will choose to use a weapon this turn. I'm going to fight him. I get +1 for the fight and +1 damage, which is enough to kill the mobster. So his fight is 5 plus 1 is 6 versus 2. I like those odds. 6 versus 2, I got it. And that's enough to kill him. This goes away. All right, so that was his first action. Second action, he's going to move to Bishop Brook. Third action, he'll investigate because this is exhausted and there's 1 clue left. His research, his investigate is 2. And I will play evidence, which would normally get me a clue if I defeat an enemy, but he's exhausted and I don't want to engage him. So I'll play that to raise it to 3 versus 3, and Jenny can contribute nothing. 3 versus 3. Not good odds, but hey. 3 minus 1 is 2, so he fails, and that is the end of his turn. All right. There is now a creature phase. This does not attack because it's exhausted, but it does ready. Then they ready, and they each get a resource, and they each draw a card. He draws cash. Okay, that's good. She draws first aid, which probably would help her. She's got some damage on her. All right. It is now the doom phase. The 6th token goes on. Bing, which triggers this to advance. Whippoorwills gather along the gambrel roofs of Dunwich and begin to shriek in jubilation. The people of Dunwich believe that the presence of whippoorwills foreshadows somebody's imminent death. Do they long for your death, or is the victim someone else? If there are 3 or more potential sacrifices, there's 3. Choose 1 at random and place it underneath the agenda deck without looking at it. Okay, so this is the agenda deck. So I'll take the top one. I'm going to put it underneath here. And then let's read this. The old one's hunger. As the sun sets, the frightened townsfolk retreat into their homes and lock their doors. It is clear to you that many of them know more than they are letting on. A sickening feeling turns over in your stomach as the village's true nature becomes clear. This one takes 6 clues to advance. All right. Now Jenny draws a card. Rotting Remains. Test 3 sanity. For each point you fail, take a horror. Her sanity is 3. She can contribute Liquid Courage to make it 4, because I really don't want to fail this. 4 versus 3. 4 minus 1 is 3, so I tied, so I'll beat it. Mark draws Servant of Many Mouths. Spawn at an empty location. After you defeat it, discover a clue. Well, I guess I'll put it at the house in the reeds. All right. Okay, that is it for the Mythos phase. It is now Jenny's turn. This is still engaged with her. So I'm going to have Mark go first. Mark will choose to engage well, hold on. Wasn't Mark engaged with... No, he wasn't. Mark will go first. He will choose to engage with the Night Gaunt. So that's his first action. Second action, he will use his gun. He is 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 versus 3. And it does an extra point of damage. 6 versus 3. Ooh, what is that? That is -2. So 6 minus 2 is 4. I still win, and I do 2 damage to it. He's using up his bullets, which I do not like. He will fire another bullet. This is his third action. 6 versus 3. Oh, got to put that one back in. 6. He did. He kills it. This one goes away, and that is the end of his turn, unfortunately. Jenny can now investigate, hopefully. She, for her first action, she's going to play an asset. Play an asset called First Aid, and it costs 2. And it says, spend a supply, heal 1 damage or horror from an investigator at your location. Okay. So that was her first action. Second action, she's going to play Emergency Cash to gain 3 resources and draw a card. She got Dodge. And for her third and final action, she will investigate. She is 3 versus 3. Mark can contribute 1 card. He can contribute... I don't want to get rid of flashlight, so I'm not gonna. So 3 versus 3. 3 minus 2, she fails, and that is the end of her turn. Okay. There are no enemies, so these flip over. They each get a resource. She gets 2. She's just full of resources. And they get a card. He gets Shortcut. She gets Switchblade. I guess that's better than nothing. All right. Mark went first, so he will draw. Oh, we place a Doom token. Mark went first, so he draws a card. He got Psychopump's Song. Surge. Add Psychopump's Song to any investigator's threat area. Forced. When you would take 1 or more damage, take 2 additional damage and discard it. Well, Mark has 9 health, so I'm going to give it to him. I'll give it to him, and it says Surge, so I have to draw another one. On Wings of Darkness, test 4 agility. If you fail, take a damage in horror. Well, his agility is 3, and he can play... What does he have? He has nothing to help agility except Shortcut, and I really don't want to do that. So he's got 3 agility, and he's doing 4 agility. He might get the +1. Let's try it. But if I fail, I get to move to a location. I did. I failed it, so he takes 1 horror and 1 damage, which I will take. 1 damage, 1 horror. And he has to move to the central location. So he has to move here. It's not like that's not good. All right, and that goes away. Now Jenny draws a card. She gets the Whippoorwill. Aloof, so it won't attack. Creature. Each investigator at the Whippoorwill's location gets -1 to everything, basically. It's a hunter, so it means it follows you. All right, so right now she's got a Whippoorwill annoying her. That is it for the round. Jenny is... It says you get +1 fight after you defeat an enemy, draw a card. Well, she could fight the Whippoorwill. The Whippoorwill is 2 fight, 1 health. So 1 hit would do it. And her fight is 3. She gets 4 with Dr. Francis. Is there anything else she could add? No. All right, so she'll fight it. 3. Oh, and it says each investigator gets -1. So she's down to 2 fight. That gets her 3. 3 versus 2. I don't like those odds. 3 versus 2. I did. I beat the Whippoorwill. So that's gone. That was her first action. Now she'll investigate. She needs this clue. Come on. This is getting ridiculous. She is 3 versus 3 for her second attempt at getting this one. 3 +1. I got it. All right, so this is gone, which means I can reveal this. Another whippoorwill. Hunter, so it goes with her, but that's okay. For her second action, or third and final action, she will move to the burned ruins, and she is done. Mark is also done, by the way. Didn't he go? Yeah, he did all his 3 things. He fought that bad guy. All right, so I've got it down to 3 locations, and I've got 5 turns left, or actually 4. All right, it is now enemy phase. There is a whippoorwill. It will not attack her. It just stays with her. So now I flip these over. They each get resources. Oh, he gets 1, sorry. And they draw a card. He got Glory, which allows him to play after you defeat an enemy, draw 2 cards. She gets Overpower, which gets +2 fight if I donate it. All right, that's not bad. All right, let's go ahead and place the Doom token. Mark went first, so he draws Kidnapped. Test 4 sanity or 4 agility. If you fail, add an ally asset you control to the pool of potential sacrifices. Then attach Kidnap to the current agenda. If you have no ally assets, take 2 damage and discard Kidnapped instead. He does not have an ally. He has an asset, but it's not an ally. It doesn't have this little ally symbol. So if you have no allies, take 2 damage and discard instead. All right, so I got to take 2 damage. Ugh. Oh, man. He's got 3 now, so 3 damage. And let's see. Now Jenny draws. She got Servant of Minnie Mouse. Add to any empty location. Well, the only ones left are Bishop's Brook and Schoolhouse. So I'm going to put it at Bishop Brook. So there we go. That's fine. That is it. It is now time for this. So I'm going to have Mark go 1 move, 2 move, which pulls Servant to him. And I will fight the Servant. I have 5 fight versus 3 fight. I'm not going to waste a bullet on it. 5 versus 3, although he doesn't get +1. He'd have to fight it twice. So he's moved. So he has to. He's going to spend a bullet. And he's at 6 versus 3. And he does. He beats it. So the Servant goes away. I reveal the house on the thing. It's a Shroud of 2 with 2 clues on it. And again, if there are no clues, you can show the encounter card. When you are in the house, you cannot play events. So he can play no events in his hand. So he moved, and he fought, and that is the end of his turn. All right. So, Jenny. Jenny needs to... she needs to get 3 clues. But the good news is it's a Shroud of 2, and her Investigate is 3. And she can contribute nothing. She has nothing. Okay, 3 versus 2. So the first Investigate, 3 versus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1 is a fail. Second one, 3 versus 2 is a fail. Third and final one, 3 versus 2 is a win. So she gets 1 clue, and then she is done. All right. No enemies. Whippoorwill stays with her. Oh, you know what? But I still would have got it, because this -1, it would have been a tie. Yeah, so still would have won. All right. So she only made 1 success. That Whippoorwill has got to go. So flip these guys over. They each get 2 resources, or 1 resource. Jenny gets 2. He gets 1. Ugh. All right. And they draw a card. He gets Shell Shock. For every 2 damage, take a horror. Well, he's got 3, so you take another horror. Man, he's getting beat up this game. All right, Jenny draws. Oh, no, hold on. That was... What was that? Why did I draw that? Oh, that was his card. Sorry, he drew a card. She draws Hard Knocks. Okay. Now, Mythos phase. Put a 3rd one on. And who went first? Jenny went first. No, Mark went first, then Jenny. Yeah, Mark draws a card. He gets hunted down. If there are no unengaged criminals in play, there are not. Hunted down gains surge. If there are one, okay, so I gain surge. So he draws another one. Eager for death. Test 2 sanity. Increase this skill test difficulty by 1 for each damage. Oh, so it's test 5 sanity. If you fail, take 2 horror. So he's testing 5. Hold on. Test 2 sanity. His sanity is 3, but this has gone up to 5. 3 versus 5. Does he have anything that could help him? He does. He'll contribute guts to raise it to 4. And he'll contribute taunt to raise it to 5. I cannot take much more damage. 5. And that's all I'm going to do. 5 versus 5. It's an even fight here. 5 minus 1. I fail. So I take 2 horror. Oh, now I'm at 4 out of 5. If he takes 1 more horror, he's knocked out of the game because he's only got 5 sanity. Okay. Good news. Jenny draws strange signs. Test 3 investigate. If you fail, add 1 clue from the token pool. Oh, 1 from her to your location. 2 instead if there are 3 or more investigators in the game. There are not. All right, so she's got to test 3 book. She's got 3 and nothing to help. So this is a straight up 3 versus 3. I did it. All right, so that's good. Whoo. Where did that card go? Eager for death. That was it. Oh, no, that was his. Hers was... Where did I put that? What did I do? Did I already put it on there? Hunted down? No. What did I do? Where did I put that card? Strange signs. There it is. All right. It is now their turn. All right. Mark has an investigate of 2 versus 2 shroud. He is going to play flashlight. Thought he had... Oh, no. He does have flashlight. He's going to play flashlight for 2. He gets 3 uses, right? So 3 on there. His gun has no more bullets. And then for his second action, he'll spin 1. The shroud goes -2, so that's down to 0. So he's doing 2 versus 0. 2 minus 1, so he gets a clue. And he'll burn another one to make it 2 versus 0. 2 plus 1, he did it. All right, so he gets the last clue, which means I can reveal this. The hidden chamber. Here we go. Revelation. Put it into play. The hidden chamber and the location from which it was drawn are connected to one another. All right, so here to here. The door to the hidden chamber is locked. You cannot enter unless the key is found. All right, so the key is either here or here. All right, so let's see. He played a card. He investigated. So he is done. He is done. Now it's Jenny. Jenny needs to find out if the key is here. If it's here, then she can go straight away there, I think. All right, so what's she going to do? She is going to... She's got to investigate. Does she have anything that can help her? She has no cards to help her. I could take a chance and draw a card for her first action and hope it would be something to help me here. Although she's got 3 investigate versus 2 tokens. But the stupid whippoorwill, I need to fight it. She's got 3 fight. She's down -1, so it's 2 fight versus 2 fight. I will contribute overpower to make it 4 versus 2. 4 versus 2. And I got it. So I kill the whippoorwill. And it says if the test is successful, draw a card. So I get to draw a card. I got elusive, which is not going to help me. But it is a book, so I will play it. For her second action, she will investigate. She is now at 4 versus 2. She got it. She needs 1 more clue. Come on. And this is a straight up 3 versus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. She fails, and that is her third charm. Darn it. No creatures. So these guys flip over. They get resources. He gets 1. She gets 2. They draw a card. He draws Unexpected Courage. She draws Flashlight. That's good. I need Flashlight. I'm probably going to need it. If the key is not here, then it's going to be here. All right. So now Doom token. Who went first? Mark did. Mark draws Ancient Evils. Place a Doom on the agenda. It's now at 5 out of 6. Jenny draws Kidnapped. Test 4 sanity or 4 agility. Well, she has neither. If you fail, you add an ally asset you control. She does have Dr. Francis Morgan, which we do not to the current agenda. So he's going to go there. Oh, no. I need to pass this. Her sanity is 3. I can contribute that to, I got a whole bunch of agility cards. 3. I can contribute, make it 4, 5. 5 versus what? What did I say? 3? She's got to do... It's 5 versus 4. Let's make it 6 versus 4. I just got rid of a whole bunch of cards, but I really don't want to lose Dr. Francis. 6 versus 4. Auto fail. Oh, so he goes down here. And that is not good. Okay, well, that's not good. All right. He drew a card. She drew a card. That's it. All right, we got to get this going. All right, Mark, on his turn, he can move here. So for first action, he will move here, which reveals this. It's got 2 clues. Great. And a 1 investigate. But it also has the servant on it. So I've got to fight that first. Can't find any small tokens. There we go. All right, so let's fight the servant. It's got a 3 fight versus his 5. Can he contribute anything? Yes, vicious blow, and it will do an extra point of damage, so it doesn't matter if I don't have the gun. I will play it. It knocks him up to 6 versus 3, and if this is successful, it kills it. 6 versus 3. 6 minus 2 is 4, so I killed it. And it says deals +1 damage, so that was good. That was his first action. Second action, he's going to investigate. He is an investigative 2 versus 1. I will play the last flashlight. So that knocks it down to 0. So 2 versus 0. 2 plus 1, I get it. And now it's just straight up 2 versus 1, not 2 versus 0. 2 versus 1. Actually, hold on. I've got Unexpected Courage, which gives me a +2. I would really hate to miss this by 1 point. Let's do it. I'm going to say that is +2, so that goes up to 4 versus 1. The auto fail is the only one I don't want. 4 versus 1, was that right? 4 versus 1, I got it. So this goes away. This... After Congregation is revealed, search the encounter deck for a humanoid enemy and spawn it at the village commons. Search the encounter deck. Shuffle the encounter deck. Okay. Nope. Nope. Search for a humanoid. There's a humanoid. So there's an O'Banion thug at the village commons. Okay. Shuffle the encounter. So now I got to shuffle this back in. Great. All right. And I get to look at the card underneath it, which is either going to be the key or something I don't like. If it's not the key, then the key is there. All right, let's do this. Let's see. I hope Mark has the key. Let's see. No. Strange Omens. Test 3 knowledge. If you fail, add a clue from the token pool to your location. All right, well, that's okay. That's all right. If he fails it, he fails it. Test 3 book. His book is 2. I have nothing to contribute. So 2 versus 3. And I fail it. So one of his tokens goes back in here, which I don't really care because I don't need tokens anymore. What I need is the key, which is right there. So let's see. He moved. He fought. No. He was already here. 1. He fought. And he... How did he do that? Did I take an extra action? Hold on. He was here. That was one move. Then he fought. That was two actions. So he should not have revealed that. I took an extra action. So I tell you what I'm going to do. She's going to get one less action this turn. So on her turn, she'll play Flashlight for 2 assets. And it gets 3 uses. She'll spin, in her third and final action, she'll spin 1 to knock this down to 0. So she is at 3 versus 0. 3 plus 1, she gets the final clue, which says if there are no clues, draw the encounter card. And there's the key. Revelation, take control. Fast, if the hidden chamber is connected to your location, attach key to it. It's not. I got to get up there. So to do that, unfortunately, it looks like I've got to go. Oh no, I can move from here. There's a green. I can go from here to here. But that was her second. Remember, I said she was down in action, so she is done. Mark is done. That is the end of the turn. There are enemies, but they are not hunter types, so they'll stay put. They refresh. She gets 2 resources. He gets 1. They draw a card. He gets Barricade, which might come in handy. She gets Guts, which will not. Unfortunately for me, the 6th and final Doom token gets placed, which flips this over. More whippoorwills flock to Dunwich Village as the night progresses. The other townsfolk, notoriously superstitious, are terrified by the bird's presence. With the doors around you shut and locked, you find yourself alone in the streets of Dunwich. If there are 2 or more potential sacrifices, choose one at random and place it underneath the agenda deck without looking at it. All right, there are 2, so I need to shuffle these, I guess. Let's put them behind my back. I'm not even counting. I'm just flipping. All right, so let's do this one. All right, it says place it under the agenda deck. Well, that doesn't make sense. This is the agenda deck, right? If there are 2 or more, choose one of them at random and place it underneath. I'm gonna assume that maybe it says that's the agenda deck. So let's place that there. This one is still under here because I'm not quite sure the wording of that. All right. This one has 7 doom on it before it advances. By the way, I forgot this. When an investigator enters the hidden chamber, I can advance this. You find your way into the hidden chamber where you believe the missing folk are being held, but the horror that confronts you there fray the edges of your sanity. Bound by chains in a secluded corner of the room is an unspeakable creature with the face of a man. It wheezes and wrestles to free itself as it notices your entrance. The many mouths covering the creature's body are covered in blood and gristle of meat, as though it were feeding recently. With a hideous croak, the creature speaks with 7 mouths. Seth. Seth. Then it lurches forward as though to grab you, and several of its chains snap. Reveal each unrevealed location. Oh, okay, that would have revealed that. Move all clues in play to the hidden chamber. Okay, so this one goes here, and that's okay. Spawn the set-aside Silas Bishop as enemy in the hidden chamber. Okay, so there was a card I had to set aside called Silas something. Was it in here? No. Silas Bishop. Oh, here it is. All right, so this gets spawned here. All right. All right, so that forwarded that. They still got to draw cards. So it is, who went first? It was Mark. Mark went first, so he draws a card. Oh, hold on, I didn't read the second act. The pitiful beast lunges to grab you with their arms, as many jaws snapping behind. Killing it would be merciful, but perhaps there is something else to discover. Objective. If Silas is defeated, resolution 1. Objective. If there are no clues in the hidden chamber, advance. There's only 1 clue there, and it has a shroud of 3, so I need to get Jenny up there. So here's how we're going to play it. Oh, wait a minute. He drew a card, so now he's got to draw a card. Eager for death. Test 2 sanity. Increase it by 1 for each damage on you. 3, so it's a 5 again. 5. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Increase by 1 for each damage. If you fail, take 2 horror. 2 horror will push him over. So 2 sanity. His sanity is 3. I cannot fail this. So I can bump it up to 4, 5. I cannot fail this. 5 to 2. 5 versus 2. That is -2, which is 3, which beats it. So I did not. Woo! Okay. So that will go here. And Jenny draws Psychosomp Song. Add it to any investigator's threat area. When you would take 1 or more damage, take 2 additional damage and discard it. All right. So they both have Psychosomp. That's not good. When you would take 1 or more damage. So fortunately, I think he took that damage before he got that card. I'm pretty sure he did. All right. So let's see. I need to get up there. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Silas is in here. Silas is in there. Jenny has no weapons. She has a switchblade. This thing has 6 health per person. And a 7 agility. So you're not evading it. I'm going to play Jenny. Jenny is going to move 1, 2, 3. When she enters here, her turn is over, and Silas is going to engage with her. Silas cannot make attacks of opportunity. Okay, but it can attack. And when it attacks, it does 2 damage and 2 sanity. All right. She's done. And she can't evade. She cannot evade. Mark will move 1, 2, and now he's got to do a investigate. He needs 3. His investigate is 2. This contributes 2, so that's 4. 4 versus 3. She has nothing to contribute, so it's 4 versus 3. I really need this. 4 versus 3. I got it. That ties it at the 3. So I get the last clue, and this says, if there are no clues in the hidden chamber, advance. I cleared all the clues out of all the locations. All right, that was good. Despite the danger, you brave the beast's horrifying presence and investigate further before killing it. What you find confirms your worst suspicions. Several journal entries written by a Seth Bishop describe the process of feeding the creature in horrifying detail. Tomatoes at first, then small game, then cattle, and then finally human sacrifices. But the most disturbing part is that Seth calls the creature by name, Silas. If the Necronomicon is in play, go to R2, otherwise go to R3. So it looks like I may have lost Silas. All right, let's go to R3. I could have killed the creature to do R1, but I was suspecting that there was something I needed to learn. So let's do R3. Resolution 3. With the creature that once was Silas lashing out at you from its chains, you have little time to react. Hoping there is something in the chamber you can use to your advantage, you fend off the abomination long enough to find a journal. Many of its passages are written in Latin. It appears to be handwritten excerpts from the Necronomicon, its purpose unknown. With no time to spare, you recite the incantation, stumbling over the words and feeling your throat tighten with each sentence. The creature's body begins to shrink and melt away as the incantation continues, its cries terrifying and haunting. In the end, all that is left is a pile of wet and sticky ichor and a rotten stench. In your campaign log, record that the investigators banished Silas Bishop. In your campaign log, under Sacrifice to Yogg, record the names of each unique card that is underneath the agenda deck. Each of those cards are removed from all player decks and can no longer be included. All right, so let's see who got sacrificed. I'm pretty sure it was... I know one was Silas. One was Silas, and the other was Zebulon Whatley and Dr. Francis Morgan. All right, so let's take out Silas. So I lost a whole bunch. Oh, no. Professor Warren did not get sacrificed. So it looks like I did rescue him. But I lose this card forever. It does not come back into my deck. All right, let's keep going. if an investigator with the Necronomicon in his or her deck was defeated, it is in Mark's deck, but he was not defeated, it must be removed from that deck. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory value of each card in the victory display. Each investigator earns 2 bonus XP as he or she gains insight into the hidden world. All right, let's do the victory. All right, so victory, the hidden chamber gave me 2. Silas Bishop, I did not defeat it, so it doesn't give me 2 for him. Does anything else give me victory? Does not look like it. So, yeah. So I get 2 for that. The 2 bonus is 4, and then add that to the 2 they carry over. So they're both at 6 XP for scenario number 5. Scenario number 5 is going to be called, or is called, Undimensioned and Unseen. All right, but hold on. There's something here called an interlude. Let's do this. Inside the chamber that contained the terrible beast, you find the missing townsfolk and the others from Arkham. They are bound and shackled. You also find several documents that suggest the creature you found isn't the only one of its kind in Dunwich. You free the creature's victims from their bonds, and they offer you thanks. You begin to plan your next move. Check the campaign log. For each of the following 5 characters who are not listed under there, read their associated passage. All right, so I saved this one. I saved this one, and I also have Armitage, and let's see, Zebulon died. I have Francis Morgan. No, I don't. Francis Morgan got sacrificed, and Earl Sawyer got saved. Earl Sawyer's here. Zebulon Watley got sacrificed, right? Didn't I say that he's gone? Yep, Zebulon's gone. So, if Dr. Armitage is not listed under sacrifice, okay, it is far worse than we had thought, Dr. Armitage says, pale and trembling. Wilbur Watley was only the beginning. There were many more in Dunwich who knew of the great old ones and who desired power and knowledge above all else. The earth be damned. I knew I should have burned that wretched journal, but thanks to its contents, I know how we can stop them. We are the only ones who can. Now, quickly, help me with this solution. The powder is the key. Yes, the powder is the only way. In your log, record that Dr. Armitage survived. If the Armitage card is not already in an investigator deck, it is. If the powder of Ibn Ghazi is not already in a deck, any one investigator may choose to add it. It does not count. So there is a thing called powder of... I'm going to give it to Jenny for now until I read it. All right. Professor Warren is saved. Professor Warren Rice adjusts his glasses and studies the documents and arcane manuscripts left in the chamber. I thought this nightmare was over and done, he sighs, but we have a duty to see this through. We have to stop these creatures, or it won't be just Dunwich in trouble. The powder mixture Armitage created to see the creatures will be our saving grace, he explains, and sets off to the task of recreating it. In your log, record that he survived. Add him to an investigator deck. Does not count towards the deck size. If the powder card is not already, you can add it. Okay, so I'm good. And then finally, let's see. Morgan died. Zebulon died. Earl Sawyer. I did save Earl Sawyer. I never could have made it if it weren't for you, Earl says with a stammer, shaking your hand repeatedly. If and there's anything I can do to repay you, you just ask away. I ain't much of a fighter or anything, but I'll do all I can. Just don't make me look at anything like that beast again, all right? In your log, record that Earl Sawyer survived. Any one investigator may choose to add him to his deck. It does not count. So cool, I get Earl back, and I get Professor Rice back. That's awesome. Earl, by the way, is a +1 agility, and as a fast, after you evade, exhaust him to draw a card. And he's got 3 health and 2 sanity, so he's very good. All right, so I will figure out where to put all these cards, whose deck they will go in. The next time you see me for this game, we will be up to scenario 5, which is Undimensioned and Unseen. All right, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me as I played another game of Arkham Horror, the card game. I'll be back very soon with the next game. Until then, everybody, take care.